And you believe the word of a convicted felon, a murderer, over your own father?
The suspect stared at my badge. Then he said my last name. Then the suspect said my father's name, like he already knew who I was. He asked if I knew him. I said he's my father. He looked a little shocked. He couldn't believe he'd been arrested by both my father and me. Then the suspect started telling me some things, telling me things I didn't want to hear. He said the streets were different back in the 90s. Said everything worked another way back then. My father was chasing some serious targets, and one time he let him go. That didn't sound like my dad. Not even close. He kept going. Said he was my father's informant. Said he fed him solid intel, helped him close big cases. Then one day, my father caught him using drugs. Instead of booking him, he made it a game. He said if he could outrun him, he'd walk free. I couldn't process that. That wasn't the man I grew up admiring. But he looked straight at me. Said back then, cops and criminals were all the same. Street players. Different sides, same rules. I felt something shift inside me. But what he said next hit harder. He said my father set him up, framed him, sent him away for life. I didn't believe my father would set him up. He said when he was still useful, they were close, worked together, took down major cases. But once he lost his value, everything changed. Police searched his apartment. He admitted he did it himself. But before that, there was no evidence, nothing that could stick, until my father planted it. He didn't sound like he was making it up. That's what bothered me. I took it to my training officer. I told her everything, every word that came out of his mouth. She didn't hesitate. She said my father was the most honorable cop she'd ever known. Said none of it was true, that it couldn't be. But I was stuck in the middle. I grew up worshiping my father. Everyone around me said he was a straight arrow, a man who never crossed the line. But that man's story, it was too detailed, too clean, no contradictions. He even told me where to look. Said if I wanted the truth, just go check his files. I couldn't do it. I wasn't ready to destroy what I believed, because if it was true, it would break me. My training officer told me I had two choices: talk to my father or let it go. But I couldn't keep living like this. Doubt would eat me alive. So I went to see my father. I told him everything the man said, and I told him how I felt, how I didn't know what to believe anymore. He looked disappointed. Said I'd rather trust a convicted felon than my own father. That hit hard. I told him I pulled the file. He was angry. Said that these past few days I'd been keeping my distance from him. Just because of this, I'd been giving him attitude. Said that the convicted felon was on drugs and full of lies. No court in this country would ever trust his testimony. But that wasn't what I cared about. I wasn't thinking about court. I wasn't thinking about evidence. I just needed the truth. I needed to know if any of it was real. I'd spent my whole life chasing one goal, following my father as my example, trying to be a cop so clean it was almost scary. But now, I was seeing a side of him I never knew, a side that wasn't honorable. So I turned, rebelling against everything my father had taught me. That day, I deliberately went after this guy. He had a past with drugs, even if there wasn't a trace of it now. His pupils weren't dilated. He spoke normally. His movements were coordinated. My training officer also told me to back off, but I couldn't help myself. I wanted to find something in his car, something that would prove him guilty, catch him red-handed,